Have you been holding off on buying Apple's next Pro iPhone? Well, there's something you need to know. New reports suggest the iPhone 18 Pro and iPhone 18 Pro Max could launch with higher prices than previous generations. But before you blame Apple for another price hike, the real reason behind it is far more interesting. Let's break down everything, from the pricing situation and expected launch timeline to the biggest upgrades coming to the iPhone 18 Pro lineup. First, let's talk about the rumored price increase. A lot of headlines have claimed Apple is simply charging more because it can, but that's not the full story. During recent discussions, Apple CEO Tim Cook acknowledged that rising component costs have become a serious challenge. Apple has already tried to absorb some of those costs in other products by increasing the base storage instead of dramatically raising prices. We've already seen this strategy with recent Macs. The Mac Mini, Mac Studio, MacBook Air, and MacBook Pro all received higher base storage configurations, giving customers more value while helping Apple offset increasing manufacturing costs. Unfortunately, this time that approach may not be enough. The biggest issue is the exploding cost of memory components, especially RAM and NAND flash storage. Demand has skyrocketed because AI companies are building massive data centers packed with servers that require enormous amounts of high-speed memory. Companies like Amazon, Microsoft, Google, Meta, OpenAI, and many others are competing for the same supply of memory chips, creating shortages across the industry. And this isn't just an Apple problem. Samsung, Google, Motorola, and virtually every smartphone manufacturer is dealing with the exact same issue. The entire consumer electronics industry is being affected by higher component prices. Some people argue that Apple already makes huge profits, but it's worth remembering that those profits don't simply sit in a bank account. They fund research and development, future product innovation, manufacturing expansion, software engineering, and of course, satisfy shareholders who expect consistent business growth. Because of these rising costs, Apple's most realistic option is to increase prices while offering more storage to soften the impact. Current reports suggest the iPhone 18 Pro could start around $1,399, while the iPhone 18 Pro Max may reach approximately $1,499. The good news is that these higher prices may come with a much larger base storage option, possibly 512 gigabytes instead of the current entry-level capacity. So yes, you'll be paying more, but you'll also be getting significantly more storage right out of the box. Now let's move on to the release date. Apple has followed almost the same launch schedule for over a decade, and there are no signs that the iPhone 18 series will be any different. Right now, the most likely scenario is an Apple event during the second week of September, with pre-orders opening that same Friday and devices arriving in customers' hands about 1 week later. So if everything goes according to Apple's usual schedule, expect the iPhone 18 Pro lineup to become available in mid to late September. Now let's talk about the upgrades I'm most excited about. The first is the brand new color lineup. The iconic space black appears to be making a return, which is fantastic news for fans of darker finishes. Alongside that, Apple is reportedly preparing an all-new premium color that could be a deep cherry shade, potentially becoming this generation's signature finish. There's also a new blue option that's expected to be darker and richer than previous blue iPhones, although Apple may give it a completely different marketing name when it's officially announced. The second major upgrade is the brand new A20 Pro chip. Normally, every new iPhone gets a faster processor, but this year could be much more significant. The A20 Pro is expected to be built using an advanced 2nm manufacturing process. That means more transistors packed into a smaller space, delivering higher performance while consuming less power. And that's where the biggest benefit comes in: battery life. The iPhone 17 Pro Max already offers outstanding battery endurance, but thanks to the efficiency improvements of the A20 Pro, the iPhone 18 Pro Max could push battery life even further. Speaking of battery, reports also suggest Apple may slightly increase battery capacity by around 100 to 200 milliamp hours. That doesn't sound like a huge upgrade on paper, but when you combine a larger battery with a much more efficient A20 Pro chip, the real-world improvement could be surprisingly noticeable. Another exciting feature is satellite connectivity. Apple is expected to expand satellite communication capabilities even further, allowing users to stay connected in remote areas without traditional cellular coverage. No, it won't replace normal mobile networks or offer blazing fast internet speeds, but it could let you send messages, browse basic web pages, stream low-quality media in emergencies, and remain connected almost anywhere in the world. And finally, the camera upgrade I'm looking forward to the most. The main camera is rumored to receive a variable aperture system for the first time on an iPhone. Unlike a fixed aperture, this technology allows the lens to physically adjust depending on the lighting conditions. That means better low-light performance, improved dynamic range, sharper focus, and much greater control over background blur in portrait photography. Whether you're shooting during bright daylight or at night, the camera should be able to adapt much more effectively than current iPhone models. Overall, the iPhone 18 Pro lineup is shaping up to be one of Apple's biggest upgrades in years. Yes, the higher price may disappoint some buyers, but considering the rising component costs affecting the entire tech industry, Apple isn't the only company facing this challenge. The bigger question is whether these new features and the increased storage are enough to justify the higher price. What do you think? Would you still upgrade to the iPhone 18 Pro even if it costs more, or would you wait another year? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. This is Guys Tech, and I will see you in the next one.